Welcome to Vermontitude, a collaborative effort between Great Eastern Radio, the Brattleboro Reformer, and BCTV to bring you the stories behind the stories on the topics you want to learn more about. Because there's always more, so there'll always be Vermontitude. Hosted by me, Peter Fish Case. Welcome to Vermontitude. New episodes drop every Tuesday and can be found by going to vermontitude.com, reformer.com, brattleboro.tv, and locally on Comcast Channel 1078. We come to you from our studios at the Innovation Box on Flat Street. I'm Peter Fish Case, and each week I cover the topics that are of concern to Windham County and the towns that reside within their borders. Joining Vermontitude today is Kris Nelson, Food Connect's Farm to School Program Manager, Kassin, board member and Farm to School coordinator. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Kris, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about Farm to School. Just set it up.
Yeah. So Farm to School is a program that works with schools in the local region. And essentially it's supporting schools on food, education around food, farming, and childhood nutrition education. And we've been doing this work with schools since about 2009, and that predates Food Connects. And so now it's kind of a two-pronged approach in terms of the work that we do. Food Connects is made up of our Food Hub, which is a regional food wholesale distributor across the region, and we're connecting. The Food Hub connects local farms and agriculture with local markets, and then one of those local markets, of course, is the schools. Okay. So the Food Hub works with about 50 different schools in the region, and then the Farm to School program works with about 18 different schools.
All within in Windham County, Cheshire County?
Windham County. We work with 3 different school districts.
Okay.
Windham Southeast, Windham Central, and Windham Northeast.
Okay.
And so those schools are member schools that we work with. So that's the focused work of the Farm to School program, is that we work with school-based teams within those schools. Kathy's part of that with the Academy School. And we support those school-based teams do all different kinds of programming, educational programming. Kathy can tell you more about that with Academy. And then we support those schools through a coaching model. And so we support schools in terms of accessing grants, professional development, storytelling, getting the word out there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then, Kathy, let's jump right to that. Tell us what your role is at Academy.
I am the part-time garden coordinator, Farm to School garden coordinator at Academy School, and I do a variety of things. So I work with classroom teachers. We plant, in the spring, we plant the gardens out in the back of Academy School. And teachers ask me to do different plantings with them. So I basically leave it up to the classroom teachers what they would like to plant. For example, last year we planted, with 6th grade class, we planted a salsa garden. So then in the fall, we harvest those, that produce, and we use it to make different food in the classroom. So we just made salsa with 6th graders this past week. And then I do a lot with Harvest of the Month, and I use the information that we get from Food Connects, and I give that information to classroom teachers, and they ask me to come in and do different cooking activities with them. So last month was, the Harvest of the Month was sweet peppers, so we do a taste test. So I always have like the vegetable for the kids to taste without any kind of recipe. And then we make something with it. So last week we made a roasted red pepper dip, and the kids tried it along with tasting the red, green, and yellow peppers. And then we do like what's your favorite, that sort of thing. Then I will do things like we harvest potatoes from the school garden, and the kindergarten classrooms use those potatoes to do their stone soup celebration, and we make soup. I also do a variety of other cooking activities depending on what the classroom teachers would like me to do. We've made gingerbreads around the holidays. And what's wonderful is that through Food Connects, We got grant money to put together a cooking closet now, and I have all kinds of cooking equipment that I can use in the classroom. Also, teachers can access the closet for mixing bowls, crock pots, that sort of things, if they wanted to make something on their own in the classroom. So it's bringing kids out into the garden, harvesting, using those vegetables for classroom activities, along with every month doing a harvest of the month activity.
All right. Tell us, how does this program get funded? I mean, I think it's a brilliant program, but how does it get funded? How does it continue?
Well, we are a member-based model. The schools are members. And so one of the ways that we get funded is that the schools contract with us each year. And so they're investing their own funds into the program. And then, of course, the school-based teams, that they're made up of teachers and administrators, garden coordinators, custodians, parents, food service directors. So those folks are the ones who are really doing the work, and we're sort of supporting them in doing that work. And so they contract for that way that we do professional development and storytelling, and as I was talking about before. So then, in addition to the member model that we use, we also are supported by grants, foundation grants, statewide and federal grants, and that really helps us to kind of deepen and expand the work off into new directions. And we also have corporate sponsors. So local community corporate business sponsors are a huge part of the work that we do. So we're always sort of doing that outreach and making those connections. And also individual donors. And so like right now, actually, we've just launched our Farm to School for the first time, a sustaining donor campaign. This is National Farm to School Month, October.
Oh, I didn't
So we've
know
just launched our sustaining donor campaign just today. And so that's something where we're really hoping to be bringing in. It's really, that process of, change takes time.
Yeah.
And so really wanting to sort of have those sustaining donors who are helping continue the work.
So if a school, so this is all, as I see it, it's kind of starts from the bottom up, right? I mean, we get kids, you get them interested in farming and growing their own vegetables, which kind of just makes that a little bit more sustainable, shows them how to eat a better quality of food, and they hopefully take that into their adulthood, and they remember how to make soups and things like that, and they're able to do that for themselves. So how does the school, though, kind of grab that, and how does it get involved in the Farm to School program?
Well, a school could be, I think there's different ways that schools enter into our program, different avenues. One way is that through the food hub, as I said, our food hub is working closely with food service directors, people who are creating the meals through a bunch of different schools, close to 50 different schools across the region. So one of the ways that it happens is just I work closely with the food hub. And so we're making connections so that when a school is maybe bringing those local produce into the cafeteria, then a school might really become interested in, how can we sort of develop the education side of this? How can we make it so that not only are we, if you bring the great food into the cafeteria and they're making these delicious meals, well, the kids also have to eat it. And so that's a real education side. That's where Kathy's really key, is helping to introduce kids to vegetables that might be unfamiliar to them, really bringing them into the process of making food sort of like part of the school. So one way is through that. We also offer mini grants to schools. So if there's a school where there might be some interest, we might give them, they would apply for a mini grant. So maybe they might just simply wanted to get some money for a raised bed, for example. And so they might start small in that way. Trying to think if there's other ways. Also, the other way that schools get involved is that there may be other schools in their district who are member schools. And so they start to want to be part of it.
It's called peer pressure.
Yeah, or FOMA. FOMO. So that's happened as well, where they think, well, this is really going well for these schools. I want to be part of this. And then it becomes district-wide.
Right.
Yeah.
FOMA, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
If you weren't aware. So tell us, how did you get involved in the board?
Well, by working with Food Connects and the Farm to School program, Sheila Humphreys has been our coach at Academy School. And Sheila approached me and asked me if I would be interested in becoming a board member. And I was like, yeah, I think that's something I would like to further, find out about. And because of the support I have gotten from Food Connects and developing the program at Academy, and Sheila's help in doing all of that, I said, well, it's time for me to maybe think about giving back to Food Connects. So I went through the process. Betsy Gentile was leaving the board at that point in time, so there was an opening. And so I just met with Paul and Richard and went through the process.
Paul?
Paul, another board member.
Our chair.
Yeah, right. And so...
Who's Richard? He's our executive director.
Yeah, sorry.
Richard Burkfield.
No,
that's okay.
Yeah. And so it was just talking to them and seeing what Food Connects means and how they work with the schools. I said, yeah, I'd like to give this a shot. And we're always looking for new board members. So if you're interested.
Who would they reach out to?
Usually Paul Renoff or Richard Burkfield.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. So tell us a little bit about some of the schools that are involved and what they're getting out of it.
Well, I think the schools really are a wide range. We have a lot of programs in elementary schools, so starting young, but we also have programs in middle and high schools. And of course, the program kind of evolves with that. And the schools are very widely in terms of demographics. They come from lots of different kinds of communities, and so it's very open in terms of the schools. I don't know if there's just it's elementary schools. It's early childhood education as well. So that's something where Farm to School has really been developing at the early childhood education level. So it's not just K through 12, but starting even earlier.
So, Kris, tell us, if somebody wanted to find out more information about the Farm to School program, where could we direct them to go see and look?
I would think that they'd contact me, Kris Nelson, there, and that's
website.
It's on the website.
And the website is
foodconnects.org.
Okay.
Yep. And so they can find me there and get in touch with me. And if that's one way to go, is just to start talking about what the possibilities might be. Yeah.
Great. All right. Your impact report just came out. This thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
So we're just, I'll hold that up. So and can they get this off the website?
Yes. The impact report is on the website, as well as also our sustaining donor campaign information is on the website as well. So if they're interested in this kind of work, we'd love your support.
Well, it's awesome work, and it's nice to know that Food Connects is also this is an arm or a leg of it, and that you guys are kind of pushing this forward. I love the whole concept of it, and I want to thank the both of you for jumping on Vermontitude today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.